Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're tuned in to Your City, Your Story. I'm your host, Biko, representing Vocalo Radio. And I introduce to you all an amazing show today. I got an amazing pre-show playlist loaded up. You're going to hear about 6 songs, 3 from Chicago, and 3 songs you may know of, but I'll break that down as the show go along. Starting things off, I got Wizkid coming your way with Essence. It features Nigerian singer-songwriter known as Temps, and I present it to you right here on Your City, Your Story. Welcome back, everybody. You recently heard some music from Wizkid and Tems. It was called Essence. Hopefully they got your body moving and grooving to get you prepped and ready for what's to come. Again, I'm your host, Biko, Vocalo Radio. You can tune in to me every morning from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. On 91.1 FM. And, you know, something about Vocalo's mission, well, it's all about the community. We're all about serving community news. We also play a lot of local music, so if you're not familiar with what's going on in your hometown, you definitely want to tune in every day. At 12 o'clock on 91.1 FM, we showcase Chicago artists for a whole entire hour. It's called the Windy City Hour. We're pretty much a prominent source here in the city and international as well. Now, I got more music coming your way from Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah, they're still tapped into the new generation of music, and they recently linked up with Lucky Daye. They remixed their single known as Can't Hide My Love, which released back in 1973. And they have Lucky Daye on this new single that they remixed called You Want My Love. Babyface produced this record, and you're going to hear it right here on Your City, Your Story.
You ain't gotta say much, I can tell that love means something to you. And when we ain't talking, your thoughts keep telling you you're feeling me too. So why you keep it bottled up? Open up and let me show you what I can do. I got nothing to prove. If the pressure too hard, then baby I can turn it loose. It's good times, tell me babe what you waiting on. Your eyes say they don't wanna be alone. I want you, you want me too. Oh. Can I love? Well, I bet ya. Oh. All you gotta do is try. Don't let the moment pass you by. You wanna show me what's inside? I can see it all in your eyes. It's good times. Tell me, babe, what you waiting on? Your eyes say they don't wanna be alone, but you won't find out if you never try. You want my love. Can't find it, you can't find it. Love. Feel inside. Love has found a time for kissing. Yeah. Can you find a time to listen? Life's found a time to hold you. Yeah. And you found a time of blessing. Yeah. Oh. Say you feel it, baby. Feel it,
Welcome back to Your City, Your Story. That was Chicago's own Earth, Wind, and Fire with their new single featuring Lucky Daye known as You Want My Love. Now, Vocalo in the community, you can always head over to Vocalo.org to check out and see what we have going on from events, podcasts, interviews, and more. Again, that's Vocalo.org. But it's all about the music, which is what we serve the community daily. And I got more music on the way from Drake. It's a big platinum hitting record. It's called God's Plan. And you're hearing it right here on Your City, Your Story.
I've been moving calm, don't start no trouble with me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. Don't pull up at 6 a.m. to cuddle with me. You know how I like it when you loving on me. I don't wanna die for them to miss me. Yes, I see the things that they wishing on me. Hope I got some brothers that outlive me. They gon' tell the story was different with me. God's plan, God's plan. I hold back, sometimes I won't, yeah. I feel good, sometimes I don't, hey, no. I finesse down Western Road, hey, next. Might go down to G.O.D., yeah, wait. I go hard on Southside G, yeah, wait. I make sure that Northside eat. And still, bad things. It's a lot of bad things that they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me. Bad things. It's a lot of bad things that they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me. Yeah. Hey, hey. She say, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mom, I'm sorry. 50 dub, I even got it tatted on me. 81, they'll bring the crashers to the party. And you know me, turn the 02 into the 03, dawg. Without 40 Ollie, there be no me. Imagine if I never met the broskies. God's plan, God's plan. I can't do this on my own, hey, nope, hey. Someone watching it close, yup, close. I've been me since Scarlet Road, hey, road, hey. Might go down as G-O-D, yeah, wait. I go hard on Southside G, hey, wait. I make sure that Northside eat, yeah. And still, bad things. It's a lot of bad things that they wishing and wishing and wishing and wishing they wishing on me. Yeah. Yeah. Bad things. It's a lot of bad things that they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. You recently heard Drake with God's Plan. Now, I know some of you are wondering why I picked some of these songs. Well, starting things off, you heard Essence from Wizkid and Tems. That's the first ever platinum-selling African record here in the U.S. You heard Earth, Wind, and Fire, big-time Chicago group. And you also heard Drake's God Plan. But it's all about local music here. And I got another one for you. She's from Chicago, Illinois. Goes by the name of Brittany Carter. Dropped the single featuring Joel Q. It features B-Lin as well on the vocals. It's called Head High. And you're hearing it right here on Your City, Your Story.
You know I can't fall, no. 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 Head high, gotta keep my head high, and you know that we don't fall. Then I put that on my soul. Gotta keep my head high, gotta keep my head high, and you know that we don't fall. Then I put that on my soul.
Look, the best advice I ever get was you can't do it. That's not advice, but see the way I'm built, that's just how I use it. Turning moments to motion pictures, verses like quoting scriptures. Survivor is just embedded. Chicago, we know the difference. Head high, the shorties ain't drawing, they lead flat. Notorious like that rapper resided in bed style. We warriors mentally, we in the golden state. Trying to carry all this greatness, feeling like I'm overweight. But I know I got it, so I hold on. Story of a legend who was told he was a peasant, but he know he never second, so he goes on to be number one. And niggas try to talk him out, it never seen it be done, but it won't stop, it never will. We came from hell, but the stories that we tell still somehow they got a heaven feel. Sending out my X and O's, this another episode. Head high, yeah I might bend, but I never fold.
Head high, gotta keep my head high, and you know that we don't fall. Then I put that on my soul. Gotta keep my head high, gotta keep my head high, and you know that we don't fall. Then I put that on my soul.
Yeah. Make good of my promises, baby, I never run. Weight up on my shoulder, weigh a ton. But I'm still here every time you call what you need. You know ain't no limits, if I got it, that's on me. Integrate the fam in my moves, I'm a real one. We can't grow if we steady stuck up in our feelings. Let me show you some, let me put you on. Sacrifice your time, get a line. What I'm really on is growth. A long time with God, always give me what I want. He say I'm a vessel, not a goat. He say if I stay down, nothing that I can't have. Anybody saying otherwise, they can stay mad. Came a long way from that studio apartment. Gotta pay your dues, ain't no walking, won't you bargain with ya? Even if my spirit low, he be taking me high. Yo coro pero Dios dice más.
All right, everybody, that is my time. I hope you enjoyed the pre-show for Your City, Your Story. Now it's time I give some special thanks. I want to thank our co-chairs, Howard Conant, as well as Adrian King, our presenting sponsor, BMO Harris Bank, the 2021 Amplifier honoree, Kate McCurdy, and to all the donors who've shown support throughout the years. We greatly appreciate you all. I got some more music coming your way from Chicago's own Ro Marsalis. It's called Do Not Disturb, so put your phone on Do Not Disturb and enjoy.
Why you only call me when you need me? And you just ignore me when you see me. Every other day it seems you need someone, but I can't be that one. No, I can't be that one. Why you only call me when you need me? And you just ignore me when you see me. Every other day it seems you need someone, but I can't be that one. No, I can't be that one. No, I can't be that one. I'm not about to pick up your call or answer your text. I know what you want, so don't even ask. Leave me alone, stay in the past. Don't hit my phone, what you don't have. I'm not about to pick up your call or answer your text. I know what you want, so don't even ask. Leave me alone, stay in the past. Don't hit my phone, what you don't have. I'm not about to pick up your call. I know what you want. Leave me alone. Don't hit my phone. I'm not about to pick up your call.
All right, everybody, that's my time. The show is about to begin. You're going to experience performing acts such as young disco prince Rick Wilson, award-winning singer-songwriter Sarah Marie Young, and a super talented Serta Baptist who has a lot of new music he'll be premiering for your enjoyment. So enjoy.
So, Reve, you are our booze expert of the evening. Can you tell us what you know about Malort?
Avoid it at all costs. No, I'm just kidding.
That sounds about right. I mean, it's not good. No one thinks it's good, right?
I mean, probably if you like a really heavy IPA, you'd probably enjoy it. But otherwise, the average person, maybe not for you. But that's how we welcome people in Chicago, is a little bit more.
Yeah.
So now we are moving on to the civic duty. I, though, have two lovely guests, Greta and Hunter, to join me for said cocktail. So let's get into it.
All right.
We're gonna start with our cheapest ingredient first. We are gonna start off with our lemon. You know what, I'm gonna cut a lemon for you guys. You will only need about half a lemon to get through this lovely cocktail that has Malort in it. I promise this is not a punishment. Okay.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, so we are gonna take our fork and you're gonna stick it in the middle. And then with one hand, you're gonna twist, or one hand you're gonna squeeze, and then the other hand you're gonna twist. You're looking for it to get about 1 ounce of lemon juice out of it, give or take.
Beautiful.
So,
Can you use your fork?
yeah.
Perfect.
So now that we've got our lemon juice in there, we are gonna do 1 ounce of the Sip With Simply Spiced. So again, the tall side of your jigger. All right, so right into your shaker.
I'm excited to smell this.
It's delicious.
It's like fall.
Yeah.
It's just really nice. So it's gonna be lovely.
It's really good in like a spiked cider or like an old fashioned.
Oh, I'm sure that's amazing. Here you go.
All right.
You got your own.
So now we are going to do 2 ounces of your alcohol of choice. In this case, I went big. So we're,
Really?
because why not? We're going to do 2 ounces. I personally like whiskey in this cocktail, but it also goes really well with tequila or tequila. Yeah.
That sounds great. I'm scared I'm gonna spill everywhere. That's a very
As long as you spill in the shaker, you're good.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
All right, and now for our last liquid ingredient,
The
the
star of
dreaded,
the
the
show.
star of the show. That will, hopefully only taste slightly bad or not bad at all, depending on your palate. You're gonna do half an ounce, so the small
Great.
side
Thank
of
goodness. Okay. Wow, and you just cracked this open just now, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
It's amazing.
Does it smell good too?
I'm sure it smells great.
All right. So in the effort of, or in the same vein of working smarter, not harder, we are then gonna throw 3 to 4 blackberries just right into our shaker. The ice will actually act as the muddler. So you will know if you've shaken this cocktail correctly, if it goes in kind of looking like a whiskey lemonade and comes out, you'll see.
Wow, I'm excited about those.
All right. Oh, we should grab some glasses.
Oh, good. Easy pint glass.
Oh, yeah.
These look great. I don't think I've actually seen these in person.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
All right, so now we're gonna add ice.
Awesome.
You wanna make sure to fill at least about 3/4 of the way full. So, all right, so just twist your top on.
Now we shake it.
All right, now.
Do you have a shaking song?
I don't. Well,
Okay.
I mean, it's always a little bit of Taylor Swift just because,
Right.
now we're gonna. All right, so that's 20 to 30 seconds. But because we're using the ice to muddle this, really make sure to put some muscle into it. All right, I'm just gonna pour right from my shaker
Yeah.
into my glass, and you can see.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, I poured the thingy in there too. This looks great.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's actually lovely.
That is really good.
I was so skeptical.
Cut.
Hey, kid. I thought we were just supposed to host a party this evening.
I know, but you're doing great, Howard.
Welcome to Your City, Your Story, Chicago Public Media's annual gala. When I signed up to host this year, I thought all I would have to do is show up.
But apparently radio journalists don't do video, so the 2 of us are stepping in to bring you this great event virtually. We've put together quite the lineup for you, from WBEZ and Vocalo favorites to special public radio guests from across the country. I hope you're ready to celebrate.
I know I am. In fact, we have some fantastic local musicians performing tonight that are sure to get you up on your feet and dancing.
We also asked you to share your stories. After all, you are the reason that WBEZ and Vocalo can continue to connect and inspire us.
So thank you for being here and for supporting independent, fact-based journalism.
Enjoy the show. All right, Howard, let's get the show rolling.
Action!
Hello, everyone. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. I'm your host, Biko, here at Vocalo Radio 91.1 FM. I'm proud to introduce a Vocalo favorite. Goes by the name of Rick Wilson. He's part of our city, part of our story, and he's here to share this original session which you created just for the WBEZ Gala.
We love us. We love us. I'm a black hero, Malcolm Nolito. I'm not here to dig coast like zero. Money turn bros to foes, Rob De Niro. Black in the name, Draymond or Shaquille O'Neal. How we change the game, poetical, so poetical. How to add to this turn edible. POC rap, so sorry if not legible. Metaphor fruits and punchlines is vegetables. Cause we ain't came to be acceptable. Smelling like cocoa butter and lint balls. Everyone roaming away will soon fall. Every trunk get in the way can get mauled. Count me out or block me out, but you can't box me out. I'm Basquiat. They was trying to count me out for dropping
popping out, but now I'm just dropping mouths like Pacquiao. Black and carefree, but still can't trust police. On the radio, nah, but can't be Raheem. No text me back, do you tweaking, G? Cause why would you not wanna hear from me? Inspired by No Names and Queen Latifs, Lil Wayne's and Coltrane's and Biz Marquis. My flow was like Soul Trains with disco heat, with a hip house beat, nigga, wash my feet because we love us. We love us. We love us. We love us. Every time I walk in a place, everybody red in the face. I just wanna find me a space where the anger is real and the love's over hate. And we don't trust every single headline. All wanna be seen when we all blind. A world where guns don't exist, and I ain't got trauma from a blink on the red line. And every black boy got a purpose, and every black girl seem worth it. And every kid floated in middle ain't split to a side like Red Sea and Moses. I marched for the brother tried to rob me, that then got killed by police. Cause rather you Christian or Muslim, sun still rise in the east. But if life's just a blink of the grand scheme of things, of the space in between, then why stress over right over wrong, PC or not, justice and peace. We scatter trying to figure out the matter and kill each other for chatter and stumble over for ladders. Wonder who going fast, but depression is coming faster. Wonder who more broke, content, or the adapter. Is anybody else out there or I'm alone? Is anybody else out there or I'm alone? Is anybody else out there or I'm alone? I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone.
Hi everybody, it's Peter Sagal, and I just wanted to let you know on this lovely evening when I cannot be with you that I miss you, all of you. Well, not you specifically. Okay, some of you specifically, you, I miss you. You know, people talk about the community of public radio listeners and how it is created and how it exists, but I had, and hopefully will have again, the experience of actually meeting this community on a regular basis, people from all around the country and often the world. And I cannot wait to get back to that. Until then though, and hopefully that day will soon be here soon, I meant to say, professional broadcaster, we will always have the radio, and that's where we will meet. So thanks everybody for your support, and I hope to see you really, literally soon.
This is Reset. I'm Sasha Ann Simons. Chicago is the city that works, but how could it work better for residents? That's the question we're asking in a new series called Reimagine Chicago.
Reset is the daily talk show at WBEZ. We're on from 11 to 1 every day. It's news driven, so whatever's going on in Chicago or Illinois, whether it's about transportation or politics or arts and culture, we want to be covering that. We want to be, of the moment, make sure we've got our finger on the pulse of Chicago and the region.
Reimagine Chicago was a massive undertaking. As a journalist in this business for 15 years, I hadn't come across anything like it. Over a series of 4 months of programming, we covered more than 20 segments, and we talked with experts, we talked with government officials, we talked with residents. We focused on the 4 institutions: city government, public safety, community investment, and schools.
Reimagine Chicago was an opportunity for the Center for Effective Government to form a partnership with Reset to think anew about how our city is governed, how it addresses foundational problems.
We had a tagline, or a mission, if you will, that said we were looking at these institutions in Chicago and seeing how they worked and seeing how they could work better.
There is a real effort with this initiative. What's underscoring this initiative is an attempt to surface that which sits right behind the problem, to surface the systems and institutions that govern our lives, and to put them in plain view so that we can see them with clarity and do something about them.
This was a chance, this project, to step back from the daily news that we do cover on the show and say, what do we need to fix about this place? What are the problems, but what are the solutions? So when you turn on the TV news at night, the 10 o'clock news, or maybe you pick up a newspaper, often you will see problems. You will see problems in the world, and you read the first few paragraphs there, and it makes you feel things are not going so great. There's a type of journalism that's being practiced more and more these days, solutions journalism. It's not just about the problem, it's about talking to people who are solving some of these problems, making sure you get their perspective into the picture, right? And people respond well to this. They feel more positive about the place they live when they see it's not just about problems, it's about who's solving these problems. With Reimagine Chicago, solutions journalism was a major piece of what we did. It was all about, we want to get people more civically engaged. What are the steps that they can take to get there? What are some of the solutions to these major problems?
And if we could create a contract that just doesn't protect police, but that promotes justice and that allows the police to try and rebuild trust with the community.
I think a city-run public bank could solve some of the capital gap issues, could make sure that there's equitable access to financial services.
Structurally, the city council is not well served to be effective legislators or legislative overseers right now, and there's a lot of things that we could do about that.
I would just say that my vision for what the public schools can be is very different from what the current model is.
We opened up the phone lines more often than usual. We accepted emails from folks just chiming in, telling us how their relationship is with their alderman, for instance.
We, in addition to doing the shows on the radio, we then followed up with social media initiatives, with written pieces, with community events, a capstone event that we recently held at the University of Chicago. And so we were able to hear directly from people who were watching the show and concerned and engaged.
We would have, public health officials. We would have, the city inspector general, and they were able to be like, "Hey, I have a question for Dr. Allison Arwady," and I would put it right to Dr. Arwady, and they got immediate response.
To also see the level of engagement and the depth of engagement, and to put it into motion, right? That these ideas weren't just kind of floated; they were played with and pulled at.
I think I appreciate now more than ever the opportunity to connect with the people I'm talking to. I think Reimagine Chicago really opened my eyes to the strength that comes with leaning on the listener and really just being open and transparent and just saying, hey, I don't have all the answers.
When I think about impact for this kind of work, it's also carving out a space in our conversations, in our deliberations, where we think a little bit more deeply and we engage a little bit more deeply. It's not reflexively and reactively responding to the latest horror show.
It's time for us to step out from just being the people who live here, right? We've got to be able to reach out and be able to affect change just as much as these elected officials.
Working with the Reset team was immensely joyful. I mean, it was a pleasure and an honor to undertake this kind of initiative from the ground up.
Reimagine Chicago has really opened my eyes to how important local journalism really is.
What unites Chicago? I'll tell you what unites Chicago. Complaining about the weather outside. I get it, it's cold. Wear a jacket.
When I moved to Chicago, the parking situation literally brought me to tears. I feel like Chicagoans can really pull together around how bad the parking situation is in the city.
What unites Chicago the most, whenever I'm there, is how this whole city, top to bottom, east to west, loves good food. A thing I like as well. Y'all know how to eat, and I love being around you for it.
I think what unites Chicagoans is gritting your face in a stiff wind, making jokes, belly laughs, being a little naughty sometimes. That's what unites Chicagoans.
We are grateful that you are here tonight as we share our commitment to Chicago Public Media.
Before we do that, we'd like to take a moment to acknowledge our dedicated staff members who have been tireless in their efforts to inform, entertain, and connect us over the past year. Thank you.
Thank you. As a mom, raising 3 boys in Chicago, WBZ's mission is important to me. Independent, fact-based journalism is critical. I really believe that this type of journalism is what we need to affect the change to secure my sons' futures.
My mom and dad, who are longtime supporters of WBEZ, instilled in me that journalism can make a difference. We need WBEZ at this crucial time to provide thoughtful context with their newsroom work, but also to illuminate and inspire us with their creative content.
The act of listening, of sharing stories and experiences is powerful. By donating tonight, you support journalists and content creators we can trust.
Please consider joining us in making a gift. You can do so now by going to wbz.org/gala. Thanks to 2 board members and their families, Bill Gee and Sue Crothers, and Roger and Stephanie Hochschild, your contribution this evening will be matched dollar for dollar, up to $50,000 for the next 24 hours.
This is our station. These are our stories. Thank you, WBEZ and Vocalo, for connecting us to each other and to our great city.
And thank you all for keeping this important work going. Enjoy the rest of the show.
It's simple, such a sad song. The one that we rely on to get us through the hard nights when we can't even put up a fight. Oh, how we love and we need love. Oh, how we love. Oh, how we love and we need love. Oh, how we love. It's too easy to walk out the door and never know why or what we left for. The little children wonder why. We scream and we yell and why we have to lie. Oh, how they love and they need love. Oh, how they love. Oh, how they love and they need love. Oh, how they love. How can you promise them tomorrow when you can't even promise yourself today? La la la, la la la, la la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, how we love and we need love. Oh, how we love. Oh, how they love and they need love. Oh, how they love. I need love, and you need love too. Oh, how we love and we need love. Oh, how we love. La 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 la.
One secret is that there's only about 6 of us that know how to use the coffee machine in the office. So when they're not there, there's no afternoon coffee.
Sometimes birds come into the office at Navy Pier and need a little bit of help getting out. So a special bird whisperer is called, and this man speaks multiple dialects of bird, and it is the funniest thing to watch.
Little known secret about Chicago public media is there's very few people coming to the office during COVID, but somehow all of the food gets eaten if you put it out in the morning.
It is tradition on the Saturdays of pledge drives when some of the staff comes in that we order breakfast from the Billy Goat, and we love it.
One Chicago Public Media secret is that if you're really nice to the membership team, they might let you into the secret WBEZ/Vocalo supply room, where there are relics of old premium gifts from years past. Keychains, t-shirts, notepads. It's a lot of fun to look through, and they might even let you take something. It's fun.
My name's Kay McCurdy. I've been on the board for over 30 years and just love the station. When I started working with WBEZ, it was a different animal. It was part of the Chicago Board of Education, more like a college station, but they still were doing great work. I have been involved for over 30 years because I really believe in the mission of WBEZ. And I get exposed to these great minds, these great journalists. I get to see how accurate news is made and how hard these folks work and how important it is to the city. I asked for a 99-year lease, which was the longest lease I knew of, on which we would pay with underwriting and broadcast announcements. So we settled in on 3 identification spots saying we're broadcasting from Navy Pier, then we didn't have to pay any cash.
Your decades of work have had such a ripple effect, touching so many lives. It's a true inspiration to me. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor, and I am so proud to be your son.
You inspire us with your dedication to WBEZ and all the nonprofit work that you do. And I know you'll be an inspiration to your grandchildren as they continue to grow.
Kay is a remarkably accomplished professional woman. But more than that, and what makes her so special, is that she has done so quietly and with grace, and she has appreciated and respected those she has met along the way.
Kay is a wonderful mother and grandmother, a terrific friend, and a natural-born brilliant leader.
We bike for hours while talking and solving all the world's problems. Once I thought I was being particularly entertaining while she giggled throughout our ride, but then I realized she had earbuds in and was actually listening to Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Kay is passionate about WBEZ because of the dedication and quality of the people.
Although this is just one example of the many causes that you support, you set a tremendously high bar for the rest of us.
WBEZ wouldn't be here without you. You actually gave it life, so it's so appropriate for you to receive this. We know how passionate and proud you are of WBEZ.
She was the conscience of the board. She understood the importance of great governance, and just having her voice and intellect at the station has been amazing.
This award means the world to me. I love the station. I've put a lot of time into it, but others have as well. I realize what a great organization this is. Over the 30 years, BEZ and public radio have only become more critical to our community and to our democracy.
I'm really proud of the way Chicagoans are so engaged. They're plugged into politics, they're plugged into culture, they're plugged into the arts. Chicagoans are connected.
What makes me Chicago proud? Well, I have adopted Chicagoan ability to tell strangers, people I do not know, exactly what type of condiment they should put on their own damn sandwiches.
People come to Chicago from all over the world, and they find that there's a corner of the city somewhere where other people have come from there too. That's part of what makes Chicago such an utterly remarkable place.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. My name is Tracy Brown, a Chief Content Officer here at Chicago Public Media. When I think about my proudest moment here at WBEZ, it's a little hard because there are just so very many of those moments, particularly when I think about the work that we do here. So instead of talking about a particular piece of work that is represented my favorite moment, I'll talk about a moment that is more about the people here throughout Chicago Public Media. So last year we had a longtime editor who is beloved throughout the station who did a semi-retirement. And typically in newsrooms, that when a person leaves the building for the last time, there is a tradition that we do a slow clap. Of course, we couldn't do that because we weren't in the building. So instead, about 24 of us on a rainy Friday afternoon showed up outside her house and actually summoned her out of the house with a slow clap. That represented to me more about not just community inside the building, but community outside the building, and what this person meant to us personally and professionally, and the impact that she had on the work that we do for decades. And it is that type of community and legacy that we are celebrating here tonight.
One thing I'm really proud of from the last year is the COVID Report newsletter, which we launched at the height of Chicago's vaccine rollout, and it brought reliable WBEZ reporting to our audience's inboxes.
So I would say the proudest moment that I've had at WBEZ is pretty recently during our WBEZ 91.5K. This was supposed to be a in-person event. We made it virtual because of the pandemic. Even when we're doing things differently and experimenting with things, our audience is down for the ride.
I'm proud every day to go to work with a bunch of individuals who care so immensely about the world and the impact they make upon it. They want to truly inform the public of Chicago and beyond with integrity and context and amplify the voices that you don't normally hear.
I'm Ayana Contreras, content director for Vocalo and a host of a show on Vocalo and WBEZ, and I'm so pleased to be here in the studio with Sir the Baptist. Part of what Vocalo is all about is about really amplifying the musical history and future of Chicago. And Sir, I feel like what you do is actually rooted in both the history and the future in really special ways.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, I love your music. I love how it's rooted into the really rich gospel tradition of Chicago, and yet also hip hop, and also like what's happening in the street, and also trying to reach people where they are, which I think all are super important things. So without further ado, Sir the Baptist, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I woke up with this feeling. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. I woke up with this feeling. Yeah. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. What do I know? I'm just a rapper from the hood with a little faith. Just keep believing. An American, even though it's all about race. Sad. Just keep believing. I was born poor, but I'm on my way. Yeah. When you're going through the worst, it seems kind of strange to wake up with this feeling. It's gonna be alright. I wake up with this feeling, yeah. It's gonna be alright, yeah. It's gonna be alright. Just trust and believe it's gonna be alright. Can I just breathe a little? Only God above can let them take you out. I guess I shouldn't worry, no. Stay prayed up, it could be angels round. I guess I shouldn't worry, no. I don't know why we ever doubted. I guess I shouldn't worry, no. Don't let the anxiety cloud it. Yeah. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright, yeah. Alright. gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright.
We're thrilled to have you here this evening, so please join me, the Chicago Public Media CEO Matt Moog, and some of your WBEZ newsroom favorites next up on Zoom. So join us to hear some of the behind-the-scenes stories from some of the most significant and important local reporting that we've done this year. We'll see you shortly.
Something I want to tell you. I'm not looking for you to be perfect, but you could just be yourself.
Thank you.
Let's get it. The ground brings us back to reality. There's nothing to gravity. Down has its sauce. Levitation feels like you're stuck. Good luck. Yeah. Elevation worship. Or do you prefer turn up? Don't rush it.
Don't rush it.
Perfection is for heaven. Yeah, don't rush it.
Don't rush it.
Perfection is for heaven. Yeah, don't rush it.
Don't rush it. Don't rush it. No. Don't rush it. Don't hurry. No.
Don't rush it. 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 Don't rush it.
Wanna make it to heaven, but maybe I'm not ready right now. But I'm giving my
Don't rush it.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey WBEZ, it's Michelle Martin in Washington, D.C. Chicago is a great city, everybody knows that, but deep dish, what even is deep dish? That's basically a loaf of bread with cheese, okay? It's thin crust. I'm sorry, it's thin crust.
Deep dish or thin crust? Well, deep dish is lasagna, so I'm gonna say thin crust, because that's pizza.
I'm going to say deep dish. But deep dish only in Chicago. Deep dish outside of Chicago is just cheese melted on styrofoam. Not the same thing at all.
Thin crust.
Deep dish or thin crust? How about this? Pizza. Y'all need to mind your own business and let people eat the food they want to eat when they want to eat it. How they want to eat it. Chicago,